This is the L2C Media Network, and this is a special truncated edition of Sports Final, the NBA Finals edition. Now, with the headlines with the details and make the headlines. One day I'll get it right. Make the world's sports go round and round. Here's the Baxman. All right, thank you very much, Harold, and good evening, everybody. Actually, good morning. And we are live on the air. Thank you very much. That's my mom. And she has once again spoken, even when the mic is hot. Anyway, once again, thank you, Harry, for the introduction. Thank you, Mom, for the added invitation. And yes, we are on for a special 30-minute show. We're not the usual hour show because, well, the NBA Finals took care of that. But would like to say one thing to Maria Taylor of ESPN. We want to wish you luck in your future endeavors. We wish there's a little quote that Roger Grimsby, the late Roger Grimsby, used, and I use it here when Tom Snyder had to leave. I don't speak for management, but I want to say your talents will be appreciated wherever you go. We're sorry to see you go under such controversial ways. But as they say, this industry is a dog-eat-dog world. But we wish you well. Anyway, let's get on with it. Let's go to Major League Baseball, get all the scores done and all the headlines, and we can get out of here and just enjoy. Right now, we have... Come on, thank you. Okay, let us for the moment. We're silencing ESPN. So let's get you some Major League Baseball scores right now. Let's take you to the scores of the games that are still being played. The Arizona Diamondbacks in the seventh inning lead the Pittsburgh Pirates 11-5, 11-13-0 for Diamondbacks, 5-8-0 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. In the sixth inning, the San Francisco Giants lead the defending World Series champs, the Los Angeles Dodgers, 6-5, 6-6-0 for the Giants, 5-8-0 for the Dodgers. Final scores: the Athletics defeated the Los Angeles Angels by a score of 6-0. 6-8-1 for the Athletics, 0-7-0 for the Angels. Kaprielian gets the win for the Oakland Athletics. He's 5-3. Suarez gets lost for the Angels. He's 4-3. The Kansas City Royals beat the Milwaukee Brewers 5-2, 5-6-1 for the Royals, 2-9-0 for the Brewers. Minor with the win for the Royals. He's 7-8. Strickland for the Brewers gets the loss. He's 0-1. And Holland, almost said Hotland. Holland gets his sixth save. Washington Nationals defeat the Miami Marlins 6-3, 6-11-0 for the Nats, 3-6-1 for the Marlins. Finnegan gets the win for the Nats. He's 4-2. Blair gets the loss for the Marlins. He's 2-1. And Hand gets his 20th save. In other scores and other finals, Yankees over the Phillies 6-4, 6-10-0 for the Yankees, 4-9-1 for the Phillies. Sessa gets the win for the Yankees. He's 3-1. Nola gets the loss for the Phillies. He's 6-6. And Chapman gets his 17th save. Tampa Bay Rays defeat the Baltimore Orioles by a score of 9-3, 9-10-4 for the Rays, 3-6-2 for the Orioles. McClanahan ruled the day, and he got the win for the Rays. 4-3 is his record. Means got the loss. He's 4-3 as well. Cincinnati Reds over the New York Mets 4-3, 4-10-1 for the Reds, 3-9-0 for the Mets. Miley gets the win. For the Reds, he's 8-4. Nogasic gets the loss. He's 0-1, and Garrett gets his 7th save for the Reds. No, not for the Reds. For the Met. No, yeah, for the Reds. Excuse me. It's been a long night. Detroit Tigers did in the Texas Rangers 4-1, 4-9-0 for the Tigers. 1-4-0 for the Rangers. Skubal gets the win. He's 6-8 for Detroit. Dunning gets the loss for the Rangers. He's 3-7, and Soto gets his 9th save. The Atlanta Braves over the San Diego Padres 2-1, 2-5-0 for the Braves, 1-5-0 for the Padres. Toussaint gets the win for the Braves. He's 1-0. Darvish gets the loss for the Padres. He's 7-4, and Smith gets his 19th save for the Braves. Houston Astros beat the Cleveland Indians 9-3, 9-14-0 for the Astros, 3-9-0 for the Indians. Garcia gets the win for the Stros. He's 7-5. McKenzie gets the loss for the Indians. He's 1-4. White Sox over the Twins 9-5, 9-9-0 for the White Sox, 5-8-2 for the Twins. Burr with the win. He's 2-0 for the White Sox. Alcala with the loss for the Twins. He's 2-4. Cardinals. Thank you. We'll try that again. The Cubs beat the Cardinals 7-6, 7-6-1 for the Cubs. 6-10-1 for the Cardinals. Maples gets the win for the Chicago Cubs. No, the St. Louis Cardinals. You got me rattled. Maples gets win for the Cardinals. He's 1-0. Reyes gets loss for the Cubs. He's 5-4, and Kimbrel gets his 22nd save. Seattle Mariners over the Colorado Rockies 6-4, 6-10-0 for the Mariners, 4-11-0 for the Rockies. And the Red Sox and Blue Jay. Oh, by the way, the winner for those games, Gonzalez for the Mariners gets the win. He's 2-5. Marquez gets the loss for the Rockies. He's 8-7. Red Sox and Blue Jays postponed due to rain. All right, let's pop that. And I think we got, yes, we do. Thank you very much. Thank you, boys. Thank you, girls. Okay, do we have any scores that we can talk about or things that are about to happen? Well, okay, there we go. All right, the women's softball is occurring right now. We can't, let's give you the standings in the group stages. Japan, top dog at 1-0. U.S., Canada, Mexico, and Italy have yet to play, but the U.S. and Italy are playing right now. We'll try to get you a score as best as we can. The group stage schedule started off Tuesday with Japan beating Australia 8-1. Taking on the United States. Do we have a scoring update in the U.S.? We will try to get that score quickly. I hope so, because right now I don't see anything with a score here. So bear with us, folks. We're going to try to get you some updated scores while we're on our little merry 30-minute merry-go-round here. Let's see. By the way, let's see. Hello, boys. Hello, girls. Do we have, we're trying our best to get things situated here so we can We can give you scores. That is the best that we can do. Let's see if we got anything here. Thank you very much. We've got this going good. Okay, let's okay. We have the opening round, game 2, Italy versus the United States. That's going on right now at 2 a.m. It'll be game 3, Mexico versus Canada. 3:30, it'll be the women's group stage in soccer, Great Britain versus Chile. And right now, if we have, do we have anything resembling a score or a book of scores? Something that'll tell us what the score is in Italy versus the United States. We are foreboding, ladies and gentlemen, or foreboding. Okay, the opening round, game 2, it's Italy versus the United States. They're in somewhat of a commercial break right now. Instrument is starting for the U.S. This is from Fukushima Azuma Baseball Stadium in Tokyo. No fans at the stands, no fans anywhere in these Olympics. And there continues to be speculation as to whether or not the organizers are going to be maybe deciding to plug. Okay, we can give you a scoring update right now, and everything has to be silenced. It is in the 7th inning. The USA leads 2-0. Very good game so far. So once again, U.S. over Italy. They're in the 7th inning. Italy, it's the top of the 7th. And there we go. So there is the lone scorage that we can give you right now. We'll try to give you more scores as we can as we bring you our regular show. Right now, without further ado, let's get back to doing what we do best. And I don't know what that is. Anyway, we're doing scores and then some news headlines, then we're getting out of here because tomorrow's going to be a hard and busy day for all of us. But right now in AAA section of minor league baseball, bottom of the 8th inning, Tacoma over Salt Lake 4-1. Bottom of the 7th inning, Vegas and El Paso tied at 2. Final scores, Memphis over Louisville 2-1. In 10 innings, St. Paul beat Omaha 6-4. Round Rock over Sacramento 8-4. Durham over Charlotte 4-3. Buffalo over Syracuse 14-1. Scranton Wilkes-Barre over Rochester in 10 innings 7-6. Lehigh Valley over Worcester 14-5. Jacksonville over Nashville 4-0. Indianapolis over Toledo in 10, 12-11. Iowa over Columbus 15-7. Oklahoma City over Reno 10-3. In 10 innings, it was Albuquerque 7, Sugarland 6. Norfolk and Gwinnett postponed. They will be made up on the 21st, which is tomorrow. In the land of the AA, it is Northwest Arkansas over Tulsa, 5-0. There was a completion of a suspended game on June 6th. Portland over Harrisburg, 6-3. Hartford over Bowie, 6-3. Erie over Binghamton, 12-7. Richmond over Akron, 9-5. Altoona over Somerset, 9-7. Reading over New Hampshire, 9-8. Birmingham over Chattanooga, 3-0. Corpus Christi over Midland, 8-1. Rocket City over Tennessee, 10-5. Montgomery, the Biscuits rose over Pensacola, 3-1. Biloxi over Mississippi, 1-0. Tulsa over Northwest Arkansas in the first game. Thank you, guys. You want to get me over there? Thank you. Tulsa beat Northwest Arkansas in the first of the Twi-Nighter, 9-8. Frisco over Amarillo, 7-3. Wichita over Arkansas, 4-1. And Springfield and San Antonio are tied 4-4. The game was suspended in the bottom of the fourth. It'll be completed tomorrow. Obviously, a Twi-Nighter. Okay, that's double A. Let's go to high A. And we'll give you the scores from high A. Bottom of the sixth right now, it's Tri-City 5, Spokane 3. Top of the ninth, Everett and Vancouver tied at 3. Bottom of the ninth, Hillsboro over Eugene, 3-1. Final scores, Hickory over Asheville, 15-2. Winston-Salem over Jersey Shore, 6-0. Brooklyn over Wilmington, 8-6. Lake County over Great Lakes, 7-5. Greensboro over Greenville, 7-4. Hudson Valley over Aberdeen, 19-1. Lansing Lugnuts, an 8-3 winner over West Michigan. Dayton over Fort Wayne, 4-1. Quad Cities over Peoria, 7-3. Bowling Green over Rome, 5-4. Cedar Rapids over Beloit, 4-3. South Bend over Wisconsin, 3-2. And we now go to low A. That's right, the low A, the better A. Here we go. Top of the eighth inning, Lake Elsinore over the Inland Empire, 7-4. Bradenton over St. Lucie, 8-6. Clearwater over Tampa, 12-6. Jupiter over Palm Beach, 5-2. Lakeland over Dunedin, 7-3. Kannapolis over Fayetteville, 10-8. Fort Myer over Daytona, 8-7. Down East over Carolina, 15-7. Myrtle Beach over Charleston, 3-2. Salem over Fredericksburg, 4-3. Lynchburg over Delmarva, 10-3. Rancho Cucamonga over Visalia, 18-10. San Jose over Stockton, 9-3. Fresno over Modesto, 2-1. Augusta and Columbia have been postponed due to rain. Okay, there's your baseball scoreboard, and we're going to go to the top of the 1 o'clock hour, and no matter what happens, we will bring you as best as we can the latest sports headlines, news, and etc. Of course, the big story, the NBA Finals is history, and the Milwaukee Bucks have their first title since 1971, beating the Phoenix Suns 105-98. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the NBA Finals MVP. They did good. I wish we can give you more than that, but tomorrow we will make sure to give you a full detailed report. But right now, Milwaukee is the center of hysteria. It's somewhat, from what we have seen, quiet hysteria. So we'll keep an eye on that and report more. Right now, let's keep going. In college football, Deion Sanders is now a coach in the college football ranks in the SWAC. And, well, the job deserves respect. Instead of calling a person by their first name, you call them coach. Well, Deion, he's serious about being called Coach Prime, or at least about not being called by his first name. This was confirmed on Tuesday as the former NFL megastar and second-year coach at Jackson State at the SWAC Media Day after a reporter referred to him as Deion, according to the Clarion Ledger. Sanders was very much a little perturbed, saying, if you call Nick Saban Nick, you get cussed out on the spot, so don't do that to me. Treat me like Nick, end quote. Sanders addressed the matter later on Twitter and denied he walked out of the interview session, but admitting he did move on to another media outlet. So there you go. Sanders' reference to Saban came after debate erupted in the 2020 season over whether it's appropriate for reporters to call Saban by his first name when addressing the legendary coach. Saban, of course, never weighed in on the matter and doesn't seem to care what he's called, just as long as you call him Sir or Champion or World Conqueror. Reporters customarily address the coaches as they cover Ian Saban by their first names without being cussed out. The Clarion Ledger reporter covering Jackson State on Tuesday told his newspaper that he calls everyone he interviews by their first name. Many reporters who regularly cover Alabama do the same and do so without any quarrel from Saban. But then again, Saban doesn't have a nickname nearly as cool as Coach Prime. Perhaps when Saban takes stage at the SEC Media Days on Wednesday, he'll lend some credence to Sanders' baseless assertion by storming off the stage first time anyone refers to him as something other than the GOAT. So there you go on that. Let's, let's keep going on the headlines, and then we got some other sports news to cover. And no, I did not ask for HQ. Let's get to the NBA report. And yes, the trade rumors are a-buzzing. That's right, Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is the sort of superstar that very rarely hits trade market. Aside from his remarkable track record as a player, Lillard stands out because of 3 guaranteed years remaining on his big-ass contract. Now, acquiring Lillard wouldn't need to be a rental. A new team would have some time to put the proper roster around him, and according to the Ringer's Kevin O'Connor, that idea has emboldened some very surprising teams to pursue a deal. O'Connor lists 5 teams as being the most aggressive in pursuit of Lillard. The New York Knicks, Miami Heat, Philadelphia 76ers are among the usual suspects. The 2 others are the Sacramento Kings and the Houston Rockets. Now, they have aggressively, both of them have pursued Lillard. Now, on paper, neither team seems to make any sense. The Rockets not only had the worst record in the NBA last season, but got there after James Harden requested a trade out of Dodge. After factoring in all of the other assets it would take to acquire Lillard, package that would almost certainly include the number 2 overall. It seems unlikely the Rockets would be able to put a contending caliber roster around him immediately. If they couldn't, they run the risk of Lillard causing as much of a disruption as Harden did last season. Harden. The Kings are better than the Rockets. They have the number 9 overall pick in the NBA draft, but they haven't made the playoffs in 15 years. Their best player, De'Aaron Fox, plays Lillard's point guard position. That doesn't necessarily mean they can't fit together, but if the Kings had to give up everything else to get Lillard, they'd be in the same position Portland has been for the past several years. They'd have a great backcourt and not enough elsewhere to win at the highest levels. They could include Fox in the offer, hoping to keep everybody else under the logic that upgrading to Lillard might finally get them back into the playoffs, but it's hard to imagine Lillard being satisfied with that arrangement after so many years out of the championship picture in Portland. He's made it clear, however, that his priority at this stage is winning the championship. So we'll see what happens on that. Okay, let's hit up the NFL report. Training camp is set to begin soon for the LA Rams and other football teams. But a key player won't be available for the Rams. The team received some brutally bad news regarding starting running back Cam Akers, who was seen by many, including our friends at CBS Sports, as a potential breakout candidate in 2021. Instead, it's now unlikely Akers will see a single snap this coming season after suffering a torn Achilles tendon while training ahead of camp, the team announced. News of the injury lands only a week ahead of the Rams firing up training camp, and now thrusts Darrell Henderson in going forward with assists from Xavier Jones, Raymond Callis, and rookies Jake Funk and Otis Anderson. Those behind Henderson on the depth chart now have a slightly better chance of surviving rust or cutdowns in late August. There's also the option of adding a veteran running back in free agency to help with the loss of Akers. Reunion with Todd Gurley might make sense on paper, but the two sides suffered a toxic divorce, could preclude any sort of renewal of vows, if you will. Now, the Rams chose to handle the situation however they will. They'll miss Akers in a big way. Without him on the field, their chances of making the playoffs drop big from 64.6% to just a little bit over the Mendoza line, the 53.9. Now, with the chances of winning the uber competitive NFC West also taking a big hit, dropping from nearly 8 percentage points to just 22.6%. And according to our friends at William Hill Sportsbook, it's not expected that the Rams losing Akers would move their lines on any odds they're offering on future bets. Whoa. Okay, we got about a couple more. We got one more. One more little news item, and then we'll clean it up with a couple of scores. Or do we end it from here, guys? We'll go about 10 minutes. About 8. Okay, 8. Thank you. Now, it has to feel awkward for the NFL to see the NFC East in such a poor state of affairs. Now, for so long, it's been one of the most competitive divisions in all of football, but not so much as of late. And in 2020, the wheels fell right off the wagon as all four teams en route to be mostly manhandled by clubs outside of the division. Always as exciting as they usually are, and you can look no further than the Week 17 match between Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants as evidence. But there's more, because the Giants ended up losing any shot when the Philadelphia Eagles intentionally laid down and died against Washington, clinching the division for Ron Rivera in the process. That decision was the end of Doug Peterson's career in Philly and became an exclamation point for a division whose best team record was 7-9. The owners of that being Washington. Hey! As they were then met with an exit on Super Wildcard Weekend. But now we reset, and every team in the NFL has a record of goose eggs. And with 17 games now on the schedule, the landscape is different for every NFC team, be it due to key players returning, free agency and draft additions, and our coaching changes, leaving some very real questions to be answered. The road to the playoffs in the NFC East officially begins now in camp, and tomorrow we will make a case with all that. We do want to get you updated on one story. Tragedy has struck the New York Jets, and the organization as a whole is pulling for Greg Knapp, the newly installed pass game specialist for the season. The 58-year-old was reportedly riding his bicycle this week when he was struck by a vehicle, per 9 News Denver's Mike Killis. Thank you. He's currently in critical condition, and on Tuesday, his family released a statement regarding the accident. This via the team. Quote, Greg is an amazing father and husband whose passion for life can be felt in all his interactions with people. He is our rock and our biggest supporter, pushing us all to strive for to better ourselves each day with constant love and inspiration. While many know him for his achievements as a coach, his impact as a father and husband are far greater. We are so fortunate to have him in our lives. We are sincerely thankful to all those who have continued to reach out and provide support. It has meant the world to us. We ask that you continue to pray for Greg and our family at this time. Head coach Robert Salah also issued a comment. Greg is such an amazing individual. It is hard to imagine the challenge facing him and his family. Greg's fun nature, kind disposition, and wealth of knowledge has allowed him to make general connections with all of our coaches, players, and staff since he has been here. I ask that you keep him in your prayers as we all pull for him to recover from this horrific accident. Now, prior to joining the Jets this offseason, Knapp served as quarterback's coach for the Atlanta Falcons for 3 seasons, after also holding that role for several NFL teams prior. And we here at Sports Final wish you speedy recovery and much blessings to you and your family, as well as to the Jets organization. Okay. We got an extra 3 minutes. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, let's go. Let's just go with the. Let's go with the scoreboard of scoreboards. Okay, thank you very much. There we go. Let's conclude as we usually do with our scoreboard. See, we're having to, just shift gears and everything, make sure we hit the mark, because in our special shows we would like to hit the mark. We've delayed for a bit, so we're going to extend to about 4 minutes. Let's get our soccer scores. In the Champions League qualification, Sheriff Tiraspol defeated Alashkert 1-0. Klug defeated Lincoln Red Imps 2-1. Zagreb over Omonia 2-0. Ferencvaros over Zalgiris 2-0. Rapid Vienna over Sparta Prague 2-1. Celtic and Midland tied at 1 apiece. And that is going to wrap things up for us here in our broadcast. Usually we would have the Japanese and South Korean action in the ball field. A little reminder, the U.S. leads Italy in Olympic softball 2-0. They should be in the 8th inning. We'll have all the final scores and everything else for you tomorrow night when we join you at 11:35 for a full hour of sports power. But for right now, once again, the Milwaukee Bucks are your NBA 2021 champions. We will see you again tomorrow. I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley. This has been, as Harry said, a rather shortened edition of Sports Final. Thank you for tuning in. For our entire crew, I've already said my name, but I'll say it again anyway. Steve the Baxman Baxley. We'll see you tomorrow night at 11:35. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. We'll see you tomorrow night, everybody. Have a great, great night and a good morning.